singing the national anthem. Both teams back to their sidelines. Coin toss again, Denny Kincaid.
Massillon won the toss and deferred. So Hoban will be receiving it here on the
Hoban receivers on kicks are Elbert Hill and Tyson Campbell. Tyson's the kid that has 3 pick sixes this year. All Elbert Hill has done is return a couple of kickoffs for 92 and 83 yards if he ever sees a kickoff.
Yeah, they can bring it. We'll see what they choose to do, at least on the first one. That'll be a pretty good indicator of what they're going to do the rest of the night.
Guys, you mentioned the attitude, Massillon against the world. That's what one of the players that came out leading the team out of that tunnel, he held up a flag, Massillon against the world, as they, as you said, calmly walked out and then picked up steam as they ran through the banner. So that's been their motto all season long. It's worked to this point. If it ain't broke, don't fix it.
You got it.
Hey, Kenny, what's the wind like down on the field?
Not too bad right now, guys. You know, the flags on top of the goalpost are blowing a little bit, as you see from the opened end of 77 towards the Hall of Fame Village. But that has changed as of late. Earlier today, it was one way coming from the 77 towards the Hall of Fame Village. But right now, it's blowing in different directions, but not a lot.
We are just seconds away here. 30 to be exact. And somebody's going to hoist the hardware by the time this night is over. The Tigers are hoping for the first time in 51 years of playoffs on the field that they're the ones that are going to grab it and raise it high above their head, dust that thing off, and put it on the mantle.
You know, I noticed a little while ago, they've got all of the participants in the state championship printed into the sidelines. That is cool.
Isn't that special? That is. I love that.
And we can tell you who the home teams are then.
Oh, they're on this side, huh?
Yes.
Good job, Denny.
That's why he's the legend of the numbers.
He is.
And
all right, boys.
And a legend in his own mind, too. He is. Thank you, brother, for picking that up. All right, we're ready to go. Kickoff's going to be brought to you by Novellas.com. Kicking off your future towards a win. I was on their website today, over 12,000 employees.
Wow.
For Novellas.com. Fantastic. Vinny Keller will tee it up. Back to receive will be Elbert Hill, also Tyson Campbell, and I believe Charlie Malin. He'll be hash marked near to us. In the middle between the hash marks will be Tyson Campbell. He's a good one on both sides of the ball. Keller approaches. Kick is going to be squibbed. Malin's going to get under it about the 20. Ball is alive, and he picks it up the 23, 24, and run out of bounds. And that was almost an incredibly dangerous situation for Akron Hoban.
Well, it was a great kick, kind of a bloop over to the left sideline, and the returner thought it was going to kick out of bounds. In the meantime, Massillon's bearing down on him. He had to cover it and step out of bounds. That's great kick coverage for the Tigers.
How many times have we seen that during the playoffs this year?
And guys,
them off guard.
Yes, sir.
Number 3, Dorian Pringle in the starting lineup at linebacker for the Massillon Tigers.
So Dorian, who's missed the past couple of weeks. I tell you what, state championship game, he probably told Coach Moore, not missing this one. Hoban comes out to offense. We'll get the starters here for you in just a second. Under center will be Tylen Boykin. Boykin back of the pistol. Hands it on the jet. Tigers eat it up alive.
Who made the tackle? Pringle.
And he got him for a 3-yard loss back to the 20.
Tackle for loss. Now you see mass substitutions because Hoban had 6 offensive linemen, 5 of them to the left of the center. Really unbalanced, and Pringle blew right through him.
This time Malin set to the left. Play action to him. Boykin wants to throw. Man downfield is Tyson Campbell, and he was beat alive at about the 42.
Lots of contact. Easy call for the back judge. That's going to be pass interference.
Well, the ball hung up there, and that's when the contact occurred. Campbell had to wait for the ball. The Massillon defender just collided with him, and that's what happened.
We've talked about Hoban and the fact that we don't think their quarterback is as good a thrower as a lot that Massillon had faced this year, he showed you he's got arm strength. He threw that one plenty
He
deep.
did. Feister checks out. He's the freshman running back. They'll rotate 3 in this game. It's like Caleb Jones is in this time. He's the leading rusher on the team. Boykin, handoff. Jones, big hole, right side, head down. Tigers converge, making him earn a tough 3 yards.
Number 33 on the tackle, that's Cody Fair. One of the leading tackle for loss guys on this team.
He's been one of my favorite kids all year.
Great player.
Love watching that kid play. And
their linebackers are as good as any, right, that we've seen.
Absolutely. So staying in the lineup will be Caleb Jones. Jones sets to the right hip of Boykin. 2nd down and 7 to go for Hoban. Ball resting at their own 43. High snap. Counter it to Jones on the left side. He's got the first down. Boy, he bounced outside the hash mark. I thought they had him, and then he slid off a hit and managed to get past the sticks for the first.
Tyler Hackenbrack got over there and kind of knocked him sideways. Adonis Vaughn brought him down, but not after a nice gain. They shifted the tight end left and ran right behind him.
The nice gain puts him out to the 47-yard line. 1st and 10 from there. Boykin with Jones to the left hip. Now he sets up to the right. Boykin walks up the center. Instructions at the line of scrimmage. Pops back in the pistol at his own 42-yard line. Jones again left hip. Now line up in the eye. Handoff Jones. Right side, got the edge. Jones to the outside, head down and down into Massillon territory at the 46.
Pringle with pursuit ended up making that tackle. You know, St. Ed's, we talked about their offensive line a lot, and Massillon handled them. This line is almost about as big, right? 288 pounds per man across the front, and they are good.
Nate Cross, Javon Lindsay, Sam Greer, Nate Townsend, and Will Satterwhite is your front line.
And they flip that Satterwhite kid, a great one, between guard and tackle based on the play.
We'll get to the rest of the starters, and we have a chance. Whistle blows. Looks like it's going to be movement on Hoban. That'll march it back. The rest of your starters, Boykin, your starting quarterback, is a junior, 6 foot 170. Caleb Jones, the leading rusher, but he's one of 3. They rotate in and out. Wide receivers are Peyton Cook, Joey Hardman, Parker Falkenstein. I'll do my best not to say Frankenstein tonight. And the fullback, Dominic Bush. Brought to you by your starting lineups, brought to you by CKP Heating and Cooling, serving Stark County for over 20 or since 2006. Left side, big hole Jones. Down to the 40 and tumbles forward to the 37-yard line. Right off that left side.
Ryan Page had to come up and make the tackle from his free safety spot, and that's where they've had success running, off that left side behind the tight end.
Boy, a lot of orange down here, guys, huh?
Great crowd.
Yeah, it's like bow season. Look at this. Boy, it is stretching from the end zones to the end zones. Beautiful turnout here tonight at Benson Stadium. So 1st and 10 for the Knights at the Tiger 38-yard line. Boykin calls his own number. Bounces left side, head down, powers his way across the 35, down to the 33.
Pringle winged him enough to slow him up so that they could get to him before he got through that hole. But it looks like their plan is clear. They're going to run left. They think they've got a mismatch over there, and the gains that they've had in the run game have proven them right so far.
Powering their way down to the 33. 2nd in a manageable distance of about 5. Boykin, and they keep Caleb Jones in. Once he's substituted in, they haven't taken him out. Jones again pops it outside. Gets north and south inside the 30 down to the 27-yard line.
Oh, nice tackle by Malachi Card. Defensive end came off of the block and made the tackle, but not before a first down.
Thus far, impressive work up front by the Hoban offensive line. As Mark mentioned, I'm looking at the numbers. 275, 285, 295, 290, 295. The baby's the tight end, Josh Greer, 240.
And the odd thing is they're great when that Satterfield kid, they're running the opposite direction of where he lines up.
Boykin pistol again. Pass across the middle, complete. Going to be close to the first down. They had in the backfield that time. They put Massillon in.
Well, that was great coverage by Ryan Page. They threw the slant, and Page was there about the same time as the ball. Good job by the Hoban receiver to hang on, make it 2nd and a yard.
Ball resting inside the Sarshone Auto Group red zone. Get your own at Sarshone. Boykin, Massillon left side, bounces edge, hit once, stood up. Did he get close enough for the first?
They're going to mark him short.
Little bit short. Probably better served if he just kept his angle to the outside.
Yeah, he almost tried to back through the hole. You don't have a whole lot of power if you're backing up against these Massillon Tiger defenders.
Massillon's a big kid, 6'1", 215. He's only a freshman. 3rd and about a half a yard for Hoban. Tight package as Boykin's under center.
Drop the snap.
There's the push. They dropped
Massillon
it. The
got
Tigers said they got it.
Pringle got through. Dove on the ball. It was a fumbled snap. It dropped right at the feet of the quarterback, and Pringle was shooting the gap and fell right on it.
And what did Tim Terrell tell me? Fumbles, interceptions, turnovers have killed us the last 2 state championship games, both losses. They chew up 6 minutes of the clock, get into almost the red zone, and turn it over. And Mark, a lot of difference taking it from under center when you're not used to doing it on a regular basis.
That was just what I was pointing at Bells to say, Kenny, and you nailed it. Shotgun the whole way down, up under the center, fumbled it.
The empty backfield for Jawan Owens. Now the Tigers, they answer the bell off the turnover. Owens calls his number, 25, sideline and across the 30. Move the chains, first down for the Tigers.
Well, remember back to the St. Ed's game in the second half. What did they do? They went empty, and Jawan Owens carried the ball almost every play, or threw it. But that gives them extra blockers at the point of attack so that the defenders can't get into the backfield. And right there was a prime example. He had a first down easily.
This time they're going to do a little shifting up front. Jawan Owens, boy, swallowed alive in the backfield, Jameer Campbell.
Yeah, Devin Bell, defensive end, nobody blocked him. He just came down inside, and as soon as the running back got the ball, he just jumped on his back.
And I mean, he consumed him. You could not see him anymore. He's a big kid on top of a smaller kid.
And I don't know if that was a read play, and next time Jawan will pull it and keep it. But on that particular play, the running back had no chance.
Twins to the right side this time for the Tigers. That'll be Jaquez Carter and Braylon Tolles. Going to flare this one out across the 30 to the 33. Coming up with that was Braylon Tolles. He's a good one, too. Braylon on the year, 45 snags, 8 touchdowns.
And that was a great open field tackle. Another thing that Hoban's coach mentioned, you got to make the open field one-on-one tackle. And he did, because if Tolles breaks that tackle, he gets a bunch more yardage.
Tolles single coverage again. Trips now to the right. It's 3rd and 7 for the Tigers. Ball at their own 34. Tolles, number right side, cuts it up and in. Tolles, first down and more to the 50. 45 to the 40. Knocked off his feet at the 37.
Yep, Jawan Owens, first time he went right. This time he went left with a lead blocker and cut it back, made some good moves inside, and on the big gainer on 3rd and long.
Yeah, gained 29 yards on that run.
29 now. Here are the Tigers making, so far, Hoban pay for the mistake. Down near the red zone. Now they want to capitalize, get it in the end zone. Empty backfield again. Jawan Owens in the gun. Takes a snap, man underneath. Jameer Gamble fakes it to him. Owens bounces to the outside, trips him up from behind, still running. It dives across the 25, down to the 24-yard line. Move the sticks, first down Tigers.
Well, you know, a lot of people know that Jawan Owens runs the ball and runs it well, and he's got good speed. But what he doesn't get enough credit for is how strong he is. He broke 2 different arm tackles there. They list him at 200 pounds. I saw him at the Stark County banquet. He is way more than 200 pounds.
Oh, yeah. No doubt about that. A little shifting going on, line of scrimmage here. Handoff to the right side. After about a 2-yard gain on the carry. I believe that was Mylan Lennox. That's what I like about the Tigers in the backfield. You've got Jameer Gamble, who's a speedster. Lennox is power. Peyton Mitchell is kind of a combination of the two.
And then they got the goal line short yardage package where they bring in, Smith. It's 280 pounds or something. So
they put Pringle back there, and they do the rock, paper, scissors, and see what they're going to do.
They give you a lot to look at. 4-down territory here, 2nd and 8.
To the boundary, single coverage, Jaquez Carter. To the far boundary, Braylon Tolles. Juwan Owens back in the pistol. Play action fake. Owens right up the middle, inside the 20, down to the 18. Brings up a second or third down. Very manageable distance, about 3.5 to 4 yards.
Off a little play action there. They're always cross-bucking those running backs or jet sweeping them to give the linebackers an initial read, and then Owens pulls it and takes it the other way.
Owens wants to bounce it out to the left. Owens, stiff arm. They're going to throw him down for about a 3-yard loss back to the 23. Hoban Knight saw that one coming all the way.
Yeah, that was just great defense because Massillon had everything going to the right. That's where both backs were going. That's where the the fake went. And then Owens kept it and going to the left. But there were Hoban players sitting back there playing very disciplined defense.
So we have a 4th and about 8. Tigers appear they're going for it. They've attempted 2 field goals on the year. They're 1 for 2. The long is a 35.
Yeah, and this from here would be about a 40-yard field goal. Maybe outside his range. Certainly not going to punt, so let's go.
Tiger fans on their feet. Owens wants to throw. Going. Man out there. Back of the end zone. In and out of his hands. Trying to get it to Braylon Tolles. He and the defender banging around for it. But Hoban comes up with the stop.
Yeah, it's a good throw. It got into Tolles' hands, but you're right. The defender was kind of draped all over him at that point. Referee decided no contact made before the ball got there.
And guys,
yes, sir.
1 possession each, 1 minute left basically in this first quarter, and we have no score. Both teams with scoring opportunities right inside the other's 30-yard line.
Yeah.
Both teams come up empty on that 4th down play, incomplete, and the turnover by Hoban.
As Kenny mentioned, go ahead, Mark.
Coach Moore's got that back judge on the sideline getting an explanation, and he is very animated explaining why that wasn't pass interference.
So with 1:05 left in the first quarter, as Kenny mentioned, no score in the game. Hoban in Massillon. Great to have you all inside the radio tonight. Kenny Rhoda, the roadman, down on the sideline. He's like a kid in a candy store at games like this. He's having so much fun down there. And we are up here with the legend, Denny Kincaid of the numbers. Mark Miller, yours truly, Dan Belford, Brian Novak, our producer, back at Studio C on Market Avenue South.
And guys, I just watched the replay on my phone, and I thought it was a good no call in that situation. Some contact, yes, but I didn't think it impeded the receiver's chance of catching the football, so I thought it was a good no call.
Fantastic. Thank you, Kenny. Kenny will have a lot of good social media stuff. Billy Beebe's here tonight, too.
Jordan Miller's here as well.
Oh, man.
He had a camera lens that was the size of my car that he's using tonight. So we'll have some great photos. Pam Cook's listening back home.
Yeah.
She's going to put the story up on our website tonight. We'll have photos, the story, everything you need to know about this Division II state title game.
It's going to be Oscar-worthy stuff. We're going to have so much video and pictures. Can we all walk up to the podium at the same time when we get the little award there? Why not?
Yeah.
Well, even though Massillon turned the ball over, the ball's at the 22-yard line.
Yeah.
So that's great starting field position defensively if you're Massillon. Hoban's got to go a long, long way with it. Now, they showed that they could do that the first time they had the ball before the fumble. But Massillon right now, they got to be thinking 3 and out. Get off this field. Don't let them get that ball out around midfield where they flip the field on you.
Yeah, Massillon sends a little message, I think, on that 4th down. Hey, don't relax on us. We're going to come at you at any time because we think we can. Kenny said it was a good no call. It was a tight call. It was a good thrown ball.
And we saw how good Hoban's defense is.
Yes.
You know, we saw 2 tackles for loss on that series right there. You know, now DeJuan Owens had some good rushing yards, but he's phenomenal, so he's going to get his.
So here comes Hoban to offense. See who's in the backfield this time.
Number 2.
Yep, Xavier Williams. About 400 on the year, 10 yards a carry.
And he had a big game last week.
Yes, he did. Good point. Boykins pistol again, right behind him, Xavier Williams. He's a scat back. Comes a snap. Williams in the belly. Puts his head down, powers his way. Forget the scat stuff. Powered his way across 25 out to the 27.
Tackled by Cody Fair from his middle linebacker spot. Gain of almost 5. Good first down play for Hoban.
Yeah. We'll call it 2nd and 5 up on the scoreboard. 57 seconds left in the first quarter. Scoreless here. WHBC Allman Hospital Game of the Week. D2 Championship style. The one, the only, 1480. WHBC Mix 94-1. Boykins again in the pistol. Rolls left, wants to throw. Flares it out to his man on the left side. That was Malin, who basically tried to run before he had it. Yeah. And if he had it, he had the first down.
He had an easy first down, but you called it. The head went away from the catch, and ball ended up on the turf. So now a 3rd and 5 and a chance for Massillon to get off the field with a stop.
Another one of those mistakes that Tim Tyrrell talked about. It may not be look too big right now, but if they have to punt here, that's a first down they didn't get because of a drop pass.
Falkenstein to the far boundary. Sent to the inside is Peyton Cook. Back into the game. Running back Caleb Jones. He's sent to the left hip of Boykins on a 3rd and 5. Now back in the gun. Boykins.
Quarterback draw.
Yeah. And the Tigers drew up the defense to stop it.
I'd like to tell you who made the tackle, but there's about 8 of them there.
Yeah.
I could tell you one guy who was in there leading the way was Big Mike. Big Mike Wright. All 285 pounds of him. Boykin felt every pound of that young man's hit on that last play of the first quarter, and here we are, no score between these two teams.
Yeah, poor guy ran right into the belly of the beast there, I'll tell you. End of the first quarter, no score, back after this timeout.
What's that rumble?
We are back at Benson Stadium. Man, I just can't stop looking at this crowd tonight, both sides of the field. Look at the end zone seat down here. My goodness, to our west, fantastic.
They'll be sitting on a snow ramp pretty soon.
How about that? My little granddaughter will be home for Christmas, Iris. Yeah, I'll make sure she gets a little tube in here action with Grandpa. Hey, stats from the first quarter.
Rushing yards, Massillon 53, Hoban 45. Passing yards, Massillon 5, Hoban 9. So it's 58-54. Massillon has more total yards. Time of possession, 7:34 for Hoban, 4:22 for Massillon. A lot of that is because Hoban had 2 possessions. Massillon only had 1. Looking for their second one right now.
Boy, this is what they call a slobber knocker right now, right? Hey, we want to tell you the sports guys are out here on this OHSAA on their broadcast site on the OHSAA tailgate shows.org, I think it is. So Denny and I are out here. 2 and 6 on Saturday?
Yep.
Yeah. So we invite you to listen because we have no idea what's going on.
Well, it'll be interesting then.
Yeah, no kidding. It really will be. But we thank Tim Street and everybody at OSHA for this. It'll take place here. We'll be on level 6 at the Benson Stadium. And who else is going to be out here with us, Denny? I had a plethora of names here. Oh, Bill Morgan's here. And Frank Salona, because he likes to be seen everywhere.
Derek Philo.
And Derek will be here. So we'll have Frank and Derek out here. That'll be fun.
I think even Big Bob's coming, Bob Jeffries.
The more the better, because when you don't know what you're doing, you need bodies. All right, here we go. Second quarter underway, and Hoban is going to punt it away. Punting chores go to Ryan Burns. He's also the place kicker.
And he's a good one.
Darn good.
Got a strong leg. Has a 46-yard field goal.
Who do we have back here to receive? Hackenbracht, I believe.
He's got the wind at his back on this punt, gentlemen.
Yeah, he was booming some in warm-ups. Good snap. Good kick on the way. High kick. Hackenbracht lets it bounce. Goes inside the 30. Tosses to the sideline, and they down it at about the 23. So Tigers, good field position. We'll go back to offense. Brian Novak at halftime with the Bell Store halftime show, keeping the family on full. Love when we do games and I go right by Bell Store going home.
Well, that's about anywhere.
Well,
Those
that's
things
true.
are all over the place.
It's
aren't
happy
they?
time for me.
There you go.
It is. Happy time.
Man.
Dave Botts is in the building.
David.
David, good to see you, my friend. Thanks for stopping in, buddy. Here come the Tigers to offense. Jameer Gamble in the backfield. They play action to him. Ball is nearly picked, and if he hangs on, it's a pick six. Wow.
Well, that was a read option. Not just the run part of it, but also to pick it up and throw it into the sideline to Jaquez Carter. And the defender, the cornerback, read it, made a break on it as Bell's called, got his hands on it.
Elbert Hill, a sophomore, 5'11", 175. We've mentioned if you missed it in pregame or during the Kenny and JT show today or during Mark's keys to the game, 17 picks on the year for Hoban, 7 were pick sixes. Owens is swallowed alive. Nobody bought the play-action fake to Jameer Gamble, and they knock him backwards for a 4-yard loss.
That's Devin Bell again from his outside linebacker spot. He had the first tackle for loss on the last drive, and right now they're just really keying on Dewan. That was another read option. He kept it, and they laid into him right away.
Good time here, a little play action and go up top on 3rd and long, 3rd and 14.
Far boundary, Ricardo Wells is in the game. To the far boundary. Emmy Lewis Jr. sent to the inside of the Twins. Jameer Gamble to the right hip of Owens. Dewan takes it on 3rd down. Fires across the middle. Man had to go down low to scoop it up, but he did get it. That's Jaquez Carter, and he's down at the 25. Punting unit will come on.
Little slant route. Ball was thrown behind him, so he had to go down to the ground to secure it. And as a result, he gained about 6 or 7 yards, but they needed a lot more than that.
They sure did.
Guys, just a quick observation before this punt. This is the most packed I've seen this stadium in a long, long time.
Isn't it fantastic?
Awesome atmosphere tonight.
Down where you are, I imagine it is nothing but electric. Punt is on the way. No rush. It's a low kick, angling toward the sideline. Hoban is going to catch it, get wrestled out of bounds. Coming up with the ball. Let's see, that was 22. Yep, Parker Falkenstein. Not Frankenstein. I got it.
And Lucas Schertzer on the tackle. As soon as he caught it, Lucas was right there to minimize that return, and they'll take over at about the 40-yard line.
And, of course, in defense of Hoban, he wants to catch that so that ball doesn't take a turf skip and head another 10 yards downfield, something we have not seen much this year. Kids have been tending to just let balls bounce and roll. Now here comes Hoban to offense.
Pretty good field position. This is their first best starting position at the 40-yard line so far in their 3 drives.
Looks like Xavier Williams back into running back. Boykin in the pistol. Going to hand it Xavier. Cut step at the line of scrimmage, and he's hauled down right away defensively by Cody Fair.
Well, Pringle and Fair, they're a pretty good combo. Pringle busts through and disrupts the play, and Fair cleans it up and makes the tackle.
They lose a yard, 2nd and 11. Ball is placed at the Hoban 39-yard line.
Well, that last series with Hoban on defense, we saw how aggressive they can be on defense. That's what Massillon does, too. A lot of activity behind the line of scrimmages with these 2 defenses.
Tyson Campbell checks in to the lineup. He's set as part of the Twins, now goes in motion right to left, set to the inside in the Twins' far boundary. Boykin to throw. Pump fake. Campbell's going long. He gets hung up. A lot of banging going on. No flag by the official.
Well, a player from each team went down, and that's to the benefit of Hoban, because I thought the Massillon kid had the best chance of catching that ball. That was Adonis Vaughn. He was behind everybody, and again, the quarterback from Hoban shows you he's got arm strength, but he hasn't completed any of those deep ones yet.
On the year, about 65% completion. That deep ball has a lot of work to do. 3rd and 11. Tiger fans yelling defense. And the Tiger defense ready to bring it. Boykin takes a snap, rolls to the right, fires sideline, got his man hit right away. barely gets across the 45, well short of the first down. It'll be 4th and 4.
And there's that one-man tackle, Adonis Vaughn. Don't let him break that tackle, because another 4 yards, he'd have been close to the first down. Brought him down right in his tracks.
Guys, this has taken shape as one of those games where if you're either team, every possession that ends in a kick is okay. Touchdown, extra point, field goal, or punt. It's okay. Just don't turn it over.
Good snap. Drops the snap. Gets it away. It's blocked. And the Tigers have it back at the Hoban 26. Chase Bond came in and swallowed it alive.
I'm not sure who fell on it. It was either Cody Fair or 43 would be Malachi Card. But it was Bond. The big fella got in there. Once the punter dropped the ball, Bond knew that he had a chance to get to it, and he put on the afterburners and blocked it with no doubt, and a big flip of the field for Massillon.
So now Hoban with a bad center exchange that they survived the bullet there. And now a dropped punt snap that turned into a block punt. Tigers to offense. 1st and 10 at the 27 of Hoban. Owens keeps it straight up the gut. Whacked once, twice. Got the legs, still moving. Maybe a tough 1 yard. Let's see where they mark it.
Tanner Mintz fought off the lead blocker and made the tackle. That was a great defensive play by Tanner Mintz.
Let's see if the Tigers maybe give them the run look and stretch it to the end zone. Twins to the right. Jack has Carter to the outside. Van in motion underneath. Will set to the inside. That'll be Jameer Gamble. So that turns into the trips. Empty backfield. So back in the gun now is Owens. Dewan takes a snap. Dewan fires this far side, skips it on the ground. Ball is still alive. Jack has Carter still fighting for yardage, but they say incomplete pass.
Yeah, finally.
So.
After he ran down the field about 15 yards. That looked like a one-hopper to the shortstop from the get-go. I'm not quite sure why we didn't get a quick whistle on that one, but it is incomplete.
Maybe thinking it was a backward pass and a live ball. Who knows?
Yep, maybe.
Jaquez, heads up, treated it like it was just in case.
And he surprised the defense. He got by a couple of them. Would have been a decent gain, but incomplete pass brings it back, makes it 3rd and 10.
3rd and 10 Tigers, as Mark mentioned. Owens now is going to run to the right side. Tries to bounce the edge, nothing going. Hoban stacks him up after a 1 yard gain.
Well, the lead blockers for Massillon are doing no good because Owens is following them, and the defenders are going right by the lead blockers and making the hit on the running back.
Yeah.
And a lot of that is great defense.
Tigers are not going for the field goal here. Again, they send it out, a 4th down play. Twins left side. Single coverage near boundary to the outside.
Hoban looked like they were going to bring their backers. Now with the check on offense, let's see if they change their defensive idea.
Emmy Lewis Jr., he's a burner, set to the inside of the Twins' far side. Braylon Tolles to the outside near side, and a timeout is called. 7:14 to go in the first half. No score in the game. Back after this time.
RG Drag, Star
Fame Field Division II Championship, the Allman Hospital Game of the Week. All right, my partner's back. Dave Motz is being disruptive up here.
Hey, we're talking about my brother, Tim.
Okay,
Dave
fine.
and my brother worked at the Hall for a lot of years together, and Dave is one of the guys that my brother talks about all the time, and he misses him dearly. So
we were actually looking for you on the rooftop tonight, just in case, with all the ambient light and everything, you know.
Hey, guys, you talked earlier in the game about maybe some special plays, right, that these teams might have in store. This could be one here. You got to believe that Hoban's going to try and come after Owens on a pass play, so maybe a double pass, an option pass or something along those lines, because you know Hoban's going to be thinking, let's sack the quarterback and make it tough on him. So we'll see that they called a timeout, what they have in store on this 4th and 10 from the Hoban 28 with no score.
Well, it's going to be something, and Kenny will have a view down here. Yes, sir.
It's low risk for a play like that, right? Because if you throw an interception,
what?
It's good.
Yep.
It's good for Massillon to get them down in there a little bit deeper, but we'll see. Last time they found the one-on-one and put it up in the end zone, hoping for an interference or that your guy can get the 50-50 ball.
Twins to the far boundary as Jaquez Carter to the outside, Emmy Lewis Jr. to the inside, Braylon Tolles near boundary.
Redcoat still on the field.
Yeah, on TV timeout.
Yep.
The most hated man in the stadium when they do that. When they give that poor guy the sign and he has to slowly meander off. So here we go. 7:14 to go in the first half. 4th and 10 for the Tigers.
There is no free safety in the hole, which would indicate they're bringing a backer, and here they come.
Here they come. Owens is knocked off his feet, and the flag flies. They probably got him on a face mask. And, man, was he knocked off his feet.
Yeah, the defender, as he's running by, Owens stepped up and was going to try to scramble, and the defender reached out and grabbed what he could grab. Unfortunately for Hoban, it was a face mask. Dewan went down in a very ugly fashion, but he popped right back up. And this will be a big break and a first down for the Tigers.
Get your own as Sarchon. The Tigers want to get their own in the form of a touchdown. Splits in the backfield.
Big Michael Wright in the backfield.
Lennox set to the left hip. Milan's going to get it. Tries to bounce it outside. Head down. Powers down to the 10.
Well, you put Michael Wright in the backfield and let him block. Whether he hits somebody or not, they got to run around him. And that gives you a crease to run the ball. So a pretty decent first down play, gain of 3. Yards in the red zone come a lot harder.
Michael Wright in that split backfield again. Milan Lennox set to the left, right to the right hip. Wright has it. Down to the 6. Almost spins down to the 5, but he took a couple of guys with him to get it down there. Very close to the first down, 3rd and 2.
Well, he's not just a goal line running back, you know, where he can gain a yard because he's bigger and stronger than everybody. He showed you there he's got good feet, getting up through the hole and breaking a couple tackles.
They actually countered him right side to left, not straight ahead. Here comes the 3rd and 2. Split backfield again. Dewan Owens. Owens, Milan Lennox inside the 5. Touchdown! And the fans have come alive. Not that they've gone to sleep on this side of the field, but they are on their feet roaring approval. Tigers 6-0.
Nice series of plays there by Massillon. They ran Lennox to the right. They ran Wright to the left and came back with Lennox going right behind Michael Wright's block into the end zone.
Oh, that made my head hurt. Right to the left and left to the right. And what? Jeez. Come on.
It worked.
Vinny Keller in for the extra point. 6 minutes exactly remains in the first half.
Now Hoban's got these speed guys coming off the edge trying to block these placements.
Wait on the snap. Owens is the holder. Good snap. Whistle blows, though, before the snap. Going to be on the Tigers.
Yeah, the defenders faked like they were rushing, and that caused movement on the offensive line left side. Now, is this vaguely reminiscent of another game that we did at this very same end?
Yes.
Yeah.
Right? Only that day they jumped offside 3 times in a row, had a 30-yard PAT. Hopefully we don't get to that point.
Yeah, Vinny Keller coming into the game 78 for 81. This will be a 25-yard extra point after they mark off the penalty. Snap back to Dewan. Good spot. Kick on the way. Whistle blows, and it's good. So with 6 left in the first half, Tigers strike first. 7-0. Back after this timeout.
The Canton Police Department.
And, of course, this kickoff that's coming up brought to you by Novelis.com. We do have a start of scoring drive, though.
For Massillon, 6 plays, 17 yards, 2 minutes and 48 seconds after the block punt. A 6-yard run by Milan Lennox. Keller with the PAT. Tigers 7-0.
Vinny Keller kicks off. Going to pooch another one that's coming toward the sideline. Hoban, the intended man, picked it up and dropped it, and fortunately it went out of bounds.
Yeah, he's real lucky because a Massillon guy was right there reaching for it. And if that doesn't kick out of bounds, it's another huge mistake for Hoban.
Lanier Folk bent down. The thing took a skip off his chest. He hit it with his hand, and it dribbled out of bounds.
But you gotta really give credit to Keller, the kicker for Massillon. He is placing that thing where they can't return it, and they're having a tough time recovering it.
This is like Tiger with a wedge shot with some spin on it. You know, that's what he's doing. I mean, geez. All right, here come the Knights. Here line up the Tigers on defense. Boykin pistol again. Hand off to the right side. Countering back up the middle. He runs into a wall of black jerseys.
Wow, Malachi Card, while still being blocked by one of those huge offensive linemen, reached out and grabbed the running back for a tackle.
Substitutions coming in. 2nd and 9 here for the Hoban Knights. In the backfield is Feister. Boykin in the pistol. Snap, Feister, left side, spins off a hit, then stood up right at the 24.
Cody Fair, another tackle. Michael Wright, penetration, made the running back try to go through a different hole, and Cody Fair was standing right there.
3rd down and 7.
Chance to get off the field again, put the ball right back in your offense's hands.
Hoban 3rd and 7 at their own 25-yard line. Tiger fans imploding the defense. Snap to Boykin. Wants to throw. Sideline pass. Forget it.
Well, that was a great break on the ball. Adonis Vaughn, who's having a fabulous game so far. Vito McConnell in there helping him out. They broke on that ball at the release and was at the receiver when the ball arrived to team up for the tackle.
Parker Falkenstein got it, and as Mark mentioned, he knows sooner than cradle the ball, and he was whacked from both sides.
Hackenbrack and Liebler back to receive this punt.
High booming kick this time. Hackenbrack back at the 24. He runs backwards, and they nail him back at the 17. And he bent over very awkwardly, and he's still down.
Well, remember the game we did, maybe it was the St. Ed's game. I was thinking it might have been Glen Oak. He was injured and didn't finish that game. And I don't know what the injury was then, don't know what it is now, but we're assuming it's a leg.
Yeah. Trainers are on the field. 3:55 to go here in the first half of play. It's 7-0 Tigers. Back after this timeout.
Hello, and welcome to
1980 WHBC, Mix 94.1, WHBC.com, Mix941.com. Kenny Rhoda, Denny Kincaid, Mark Miller, yours truly, Dan Belford, Tigers. 1st and 10, their own 19. Handoff, Gamble to the outside to the 20. And stiff arms his way out to the 22. It had some promise, but boy, a good defensive tackle and effort that time by the sophomore, Elbert Hill.
Yeah, they got great quickness. There's no question about that. There's a lot of speed on this field because Massillon's got it too. Tyler Hackenbrack, we mentioned, walked off the field, and that's important. He's their punter, he's a returner, he's a defensive back. He does a lot of things for this Tiger team.
Yeah, and we just saw, I believe, was that Liebler who?
No, Gamble.
Gamble who came off. Handoff, Lennox. Boy, he runs so hard, but it took one defender just to stand him up, and the cavalry came to finish him off after a 1-yard gain.
Yeah,
3rd and 6.
Yeah, you think you break a tackle, you're going to get some yardage, and there's another Hoban guy coming.
Boy, now they move the sticks again. They make this a 3rd and 5 now, so good effort by Lennox. Timeout on the field. We'll keep it right here with 3:09 to go. It's 7-0. Tigers on top. So if anybody showed up expecting fireworks in terms of big yards and mega scoring, this has been a slugfest.
Yeah, these two defenses are too good. But there's still always that opportunity for a big play.
Oh, yeah.
Right? I mean, even the best defenses, they get out of position or miss a tackle or have a bust on coverage once in a while, and that's what both coaches are trying to guard against. If they're going to score, make them earn it. Don't give them a big play. both of these teams are capable of that.
Now, your broadcast team here of Kenny and Denny and Mark and myself, this is our lone game that we'll be broadcasting here in the championships. We'll have 2 other championship games, though, this weekend for you. We'll give you details on that. That'll be the St. Ed's and Springfield game, and also Dalton and Marion local. Tigers back to offense, 3rd and 5. Ball resting at their own 24. Owens with a man in motion as Jaquez Carter sets to the inside on the left side. Owens running left, man out there. Carter sideline dropped it. In his defense, it was behind him and a little high.
Yeah, he was wide open. I think it was going to be a run, and then DeJuan saw him so open in the flat, all he had to do was just toss it to him, put a little more than he wanted to on it, but for some reason, Jaquez started backpedaling. I'm not quite sure why he turned around. Just keep running to the sideline and catch the ball.
And he was a good 3 yards beyond the sticks to keep that drive alive. Now a low knuckleball of a kick that's going to go out of bounds. Let's see what the officials mark it. If we look down, it looks like about the 44. Let's see how far he marches this up the field. Still moving at the
midfield.
49-50 is where Hoban will go to offense.
And that was Hackenbrack in there. Their regular punter punted it. But one thing great returners do, you try to kick it away from them, and then you kick it out of bounds. And that's what happened right there. Didn't want to kick it down the middle where those kids could get it and return it. And so you end up having a real short punt and great field position now for Hoban at midfield.
1st and 10, as Mark mentioned, at midfield, 2:58, a lot of time. And Hoban now would like to capitalize on an errant punt and see if they can get some points on the board as well. Boykin in the pistol, twins both sides. Play action fake, he rolls right. Tiger defense coming, he gets away. Snaps one across the middle. He had a man open at about 4 yards downfield, but he just basically threw that into the dirt. Joey Hardman had no chance to get the ball.
Yeah, coverage was so good. Once he got by Chase Bond, who had a chance for a sack, he looked and there was nobody open, and he just threw it into the ground, as you called it. Incomplete pass, 2nd and 10.
Boy, I thought Chase had him too.
Had him in his sights, but this quarterback is pretty elusive too. Not a great thrower, but a pretty agile runner.
2nd and 10, ball still at midfield. Hoban has the ball. Hand off to the right side, forget about it. Tigers actually knocking backwards for a 1-yard loss.
Pringle, Bond, Wright. Michael Wright was the first guy there. Slowed him up. The other 2 cleaned up the mess.
So 3rd and 11 for Hoban. Clock down to 2:31. Still moving here. 22 seconds on the play clock. Albany Hospital game of the week. Brian Novak standing by. Halftime activities for you. Brought to you by Bell Store. Keeping the family on full.
Looks like Hoban is letting the clock run down, and then they're going to take a timeout to decide what they want to do right here.
And that's exactly what it will be. Timeout is called by Tim Terrell and the Hoban Knights. So we got to keep it here, guys. Thoughts? You feel this is where you thought we would be coming into the first half?
Yeah, I thought it might be, a 1 score or maybe 1 score for each team kind of first half. How about you, Denny?
Yeah, same way. I still thought that it was going to be a low-scoring ball game, and definitely is.
Boy, so far it is. I wonder when the last time we had a Hoban Massillon matchup, if it stays this way, 7-0 halftime.
I know we never have.
I don't think we have.
Hey, guys, remember this. Last week, we talked about Hoban's mistakes so far in this game, and there have been a ton of them. They were down 14-3 last week to Avon and rallied back in the second half. So obvious, either some halftime adjustments or one hell of a halftime speech by Tim Terrell got them to this point. So they call a timeout there to try and find that play here on 3rd and long to keep the ball and try and maybe even get, with the wind at their back, a field goal before halftime.
And hopefully that play they find doesn't turn into a turnover, as you mentioned, Kenny, or another mistake that just moves them backwards. Empty backfield. No, this time Boykin under center. Wants to pitch it. Now a delay handoff on a counter. Maybe got 2 yards. And boy, we got some extracurricular blocking going on downfield.
Yeah, they faked the toss sweep and was going to hand it off on an inside counter play. But he could hardly put the ball in the belly of the counter runner because there were too many Massillon Tigers right there. They almost took the handoff. Now, the kid did struggle and run real hard for a couple of yards and fell forward, but it's 4th and 8, and Massillon takes a timeout because they want the ball back with time to maybe go down and get another score before half. So now we'll see what Coach Tim Terrell does. Is he going to punt it away, or is he going to go for it?
So you have 3rd and 11. That's your 3rd and 11 play?
Yeah, well, that was their trick play.
Yeah, well, their 3rd and long play the other 2 times was him dropping back and throwing it as far as he could.
Right.
You know, that offense is not built for 3rd and long.
No.
A lot of offenses are built for 3rd and long, but especially their offense.
Yeah, there's no way they go for it.
I think they punt it and try to make Massillon go 90 yards in 2 minutes.
Absolutely.
With 1 timeout.
And being the big play offense they are, that could happen.
But
the punt returners are already on the field because the Massillon coaches right down the way have looked into the huddle with their glasses, and they know the punter's out there.
So we see Liebler out there and Hackenbrack.
Well, that's good that he's healthy enough to return a punt.
They're both set inside the hash marks, back around their own 8-yard line. Out comes Hoban to punt. Ryan Burns back, the 6'2 senior. He'll take the snap around his own 37-yard line.
If it were 4th and 5, I'd be worried about a fake, but this would be a real gamble from here.
Nice high end-over-end punt. Fair catch is called. Bounces inside the 10. Hoban downs this at the 1-yard line. And that's the sophomore's name we have called all night tonight, Elbert Hill.
Well, there's a lot of conversation and pointing from the Massillon sideline that he basically just grabbed it and ran across the goal line with it. Didn't really try to down it, but he did touch it before it crossed the goal line, and that's where they're going to place it, at the 1.
So it's really all you have to do. Once you touch it, you can run up into the stands if you want, Daniel.
Apparently.
Yeah. All right, Massillon to offense.
Not if you're in the NFL.
That's true.
That's why I get confused. I watch too many different levels of football.
Yeah.
Just don't throw Canadian in there. Okay?
Now, this team has 5 safeties on the year. You know what they're thinking. We're going to score on defense. Here we come.
Too. There's the handoff to Juan Owens.
What happened? They threw the play dead.
Flag.
He busted through because Hoban was bringing everybody.
Yeah.
DeJuan Owens ran right by him and was on his way to a 98 9-yard touchdown, or at least an attempt, and a flag came out, and they're going to call Massillon for movement.
Yeah, but where are they going to place the ball?
Yeah, so now it's at the points right at the front of the goal line.
It is literally right up against the goal line stripe.
And this is where a shotgun is a disadvantage.
Yes.
You're snapping the ball 5 yards behind the line of scrimmage.
Timeout on the field. Tigers trot over.
Hoban takes the timeout.
And Hoban takes the timeout. Minute 45 to go. This game was flying until the last 3 minutes.
Yeah. Well, this is Hoban's best opportunity, right? They can get 2 points here, force you to kick it, and hopefully have a chance for another score before half. A lot can happen in a minute 45.
I think the reason they called the timeout was to make sure that nobody bites on that again and they give up a 99.5-yard touchdown run, guys.
Yeah, because that was about to happen.
It was. With his speed and him in the open, he would have been running right by me at about the 25-yard line of Hoban into the end zone because there was nobody near DeJuan Owens.
And all the cell phone cameras would have been on Kenny running down the sideline trying to keep stride for stride with DeJuan.
Well, right now, that offensive line, they've got to seal their gap, and they've got to get a push because DeJuan or whoever's going to carry the ball has to get to the line of scrimmage to get out of the end zone.
Far side single coverage will be Braylon Tolles. He's the lone receiver. Split backfield. And DeJuan Owens bounces outside. They got him in the end zone. Safety.
Yeah, he tried the same thing the other side. Everybody went up inside, and then he tried to bounce it around the end. Well, this time, after that timeout, Coach Terrell, right, he's pretty good. He said, don't let him bounce around the outside, just like Kenny said. And they were just sitting there waiting on him and put him down.
Makes it 7-2, which Hoban now will get the ball back with 1:40 remaining in the first half.
And they get the ball to start this. Or no, wait. Who won the toss?
Massillon.
will get
Okay,
the ball.
so good. All right, no double dipping then. It'll be Massillon's ball then to start the second half. But what a great timeout, right? One of the few things they've done right. Not a mistake there by head coach Tim Tyrrell. He's been in a couple of these games before, right, guys? So
yeah.
He knows what's at stake and where their bread is buttered. And you mentioned how many safeties they already had this year, guys. So defense scores first. Wow, 6 in one season.
Yeah, Tanner Mintz is the guy that they got credited for making the tackle on that safety. We've called his name tonight.
I watched the replay. Tanner grabbed him, and as Owens tried to spin and get outside the line of scrimmage, he hugged him and just pulled him back, and then help came. Tanner's one of those 3 kids on defense who has 100+ tackles this year for Hoban.
So now you have to kick from your 20. You don't want to pooch it because you're going to give them the ball at about the 40 or 50. So if you pound it, you got those returners back there, and they're set up on their 40 and 35-yard lines. This is not a great situation for Massillon. Let's see what they do.
Vinny Keller in. You always have the choice to place kick or punt. They're going to place kick it. And Keller gets everybody set. Hoban back to receive, as Mark mentioned, around their 35. He's going to bang it to the far sideline. And Hoban has the hands team. They just dive on it at their own 47. Good field position with 1:39 remaining in the first half of play. Hoban is down 7-2.
Well, they have no timeouts because they used them right there as we called them out. So they have no timeouts in 1:39, and they got to go 52 yards or get close enough for a field goal, which we've mentioned before. This kid has a 46-yarder already this year.
He's a good one. 7 for 13. Boykin in the pistol.
Trying to get the markers set on the far sideline. There we go.
Elbert Hill is in a running back. He'll be set to the right.
Hackenbrack calling out some changes to his fellow defensive backs, realigning them a little bit.
Official blows the whistle. Here we go. 47 for Hoban. 1st and 10. Boykin flares it out on the wheel to Hill. Hill 45-50. 45, 43-yard line.
Well, you saw speed. And Peyton Cook saw it too for Massillon because he was out there right in the right spot. And the Hill kid caught it and ran right around him and down the sideline.
Now Hill checks out. Also checking out, Braden Feister. Boykin again. Pistol, 1st and 10 at the Massillon 41. Calls his number to the edge. He's got some room to the 40. And run out of bounds. Great job by the Tigers to contain down the line of scrimmage about the 38.
That was not a roar of a cheer from Massillon. That was a roar for the holding penalty that was not called.
Wow.
They basically just tackled the guy on the end of the line of scrimmage, and I don't know what, 18,000 people saw it, but none of them were wearing the striped jerseys.
2nd and 7 for the Knights. They break the huddle. Massillon waiting on defense. Twins left, twins to the right. Boykin back in the gun. Wants to throw, pump fake. Now he rolls to the outside, fires the sideline, picked off!
Number 13.
Vito McConnell came up with it.
Well, another mistake that Kenny's going to be able to tell you about, but he wanted to throw it. His guy wasn't open. He started to scramble. I'm talking about the Hoban quarterback. And at the last second, he thought he had a guy open, but stepped in front was the Massillon player, and another scoring opportunity snuffed out.
Let's see here on the quick change of possession, guys, if Massillon takes a deep shot here on first down.
They haven't done it yet. Why not go up top and see if you can get behind him?
Vito McConnell, if we didn't say it, was the guy that intercepted that.
Yep.
And I want to say his 4th on the season, if memory serves me
I
correct.
believe you're right, Kenny. Minute 18 to go in the first half. Tigers are up 7-2. Whistle blows.
Timeout Massillon.
Timeout Massillon.
And Nate is not happy. He wanted to save that timeout to try to get down in there and maybe get a field goal.
We'll keep it right here. Hey, just decorating your house can bring you cash, which that's motivation for me. I haven't done that yet. Have you put lights up for Christmas?
Yes, I have.
Yeah, we're done. We're ready.
Man,
Bring on Santa. Let's go.
Looking bad.
Yeah.
Inside looks great. Hey, if you have your holiday lights up, you take a picture, you text it to us, submit it on our website, and you can win $500. How about that? Huh? This isn't about whose lights are the best. Yes, it is. Is this a competition?
Yeah, I was going to say, how?
What the
How are they
heck?
going to judge it?
I'm not sending you a picture if I don't win money.
All you have to do is send one in and you have a chance. It's a random draw.
Oh, man.
We just want you to share your spirit with us for the holidays.
I want to go shoulder to shoulder, dang it. Come on. All right, anyway. You have till December 18th. How's that sound? All right, Tigers back on the field. Owens waiting on the snap. DeWan's going to throw. A lot of bodies banging around about the 35. Ball just goes outside the hash marks and falls dead about the 25. No one really had a chance for the ball.
Nah, he was looking at Braylon Tolles a little bit, but he was running kind of a short post, and that ball was well overthrown. So
And
maybe
the
a
coverage.
misunderstanding there between him and the
Could be.
quarterback.
And the
Hey, I
coverage.
told you a lie, too.
What?
You said, have you decorated your house? And I said, yes. No, my wife did.
Oh, no, I'm taking credit for mine.
Here we go, 2nd and 10 for the Tigers. Owens again, crossing pattern, threw it behind Jackass Carter, but I'll tell you, the heat was coming, and Owens went down.
Yeah, and that's part of it, you know, a big part of it, no doubt about that. But boy, was Carter open, and he was running across the field. Those are the kind of catches. If you catch him in stride, you can kind of run right by the defense. That was a chance for a big, big play. The pass game not connecting right now.
Ball still at the Massillon 43. 1:10 to go in the first half of play. 7-2 Massillon. 3rd and 10. Owens calls his number. Manages to get some positive yardage across the 45 to the 46. This will bring up a 4th and 7.
Yeah, they're going to have to punt it away. The play clock is about 20-some seconds ahead of the game clock, so there's no way you can run it down. Both teams out of timeouts.
Now they trot back out. Hackenbrack.
What you could do if you want to minimize or maximize every second is take a delay of game, back it up 5, and then punt it after you run the clock down.
Back to receive the punt is Tyson Campbell. Hackenbrack, good boot into it. Low kick, though. Campbell backs away, hits a 20-15 and out of bounds at around the 11.
That's a perfect punt, no return.
But also, I think a perfect punt for Hoban. No chance to catch it, no chance to fumble it right before halftime, Mark, with all the mistakes that they've made. And I've got a list of 6 on my phone that I'm keeping track of, right? Let's see, no timeouts left. You take a knee and go into the locker room and regroup if you're the Hoban Knights.
I agree.
I agree.
Okay, I'm with
At least
you.
they got 2 on the board.
Who's the MVP?
Defense scored.
All right, Hoban's back out. As we said, probably take a knee. It will finally get this first half over.
Well, defenses are as advertised, right?
Oh,
it has
man.
not been easy to gain yards out there.
They come, every yard is coming at a premium tonight.
They got to snap it direct. They had trouble with us the last time. Not this
Boykin
time.
takes a knee, and the teams will trot to the locker room. Don't know if Kenny's going to have a chance to grab anybody.
I'm going to try and get Coach Tyrrell if I can, guys. I'm down at that end right now.
All right.
So I'll see if I can find him and get his thoughts if he is not being mobbed by the TV crew.
That is true, too. Kenny's just trying to weave his way through the mass of humanity here. As we see Coach Tyrrell coming off the field, we see Kenny Rhoda working his way out. 7-2 at halftime. And we see somebody down there grabbed him. Denny's working on numbers, of course. We'll have.
Give me a second here.
Yeah, no problem at all.
He'll do one with TV here, I believe, for the OHSAA, and then I'll try and get at least one question in, to him before he heads to the locker room.
Sounds good, Kenny. Be interested to hear his thoughts based on what he expressed to Kenny this week on his interviews. And here comes Kenny and Chris
All right,
Terrell.
Tim, that look you're giving me. You told me yesterday on the show we can't make mistakes. That's all that first half was. How do you clean that up?
We just can't turn the football over. We have 2 turnovers. We're driving and we fumble a snap instead of scoring points. And then, he's trying to throw the ball away and doesn't know where he's at on the field and throws an interception. We just gotta eliminate the mistakes and, just come off of football and start playing.
Does it help that you were in this situation last week, down by a larger score from experience?
I hope so.
Coach, thanks. Good luck in the second half.
Kenny, your thoughts before we send it back for the first half?
I thought that opening drive was crucial. If they go down and take the lead and make Massillon play from behind, right, in a big game, that could have changed the tone of this game. But Tim, very calm as he walked off there. He realizes the mistakes. Guys, dropped pass, dropped snap on a punt, blocked. Fumbled snap on an exchange on a 3rd and 1 situation, right, where they're going in to score maybe on that drive. An interception, the face mask penalty, and yet they're only down 7-2. So if you're looking for glass half full, right, if you're Tim, guys, if we eliminate all those, well, we're in good shape. So no more mistakes in the second half. Let's play this week in the second half like we did last week against Hoban.
Very good. Thanks, Kenny. We'll check in with you, of course, on we get back here in the third quarter. Kenny's Reports brought to you by Friends and Family Credit Union. It's time to bring a friend into the family. We'll go across the table here. Mark Miller, first half thoughts.
Well, I think we'll see a different Hoban team the second half as far as they won't make all those mistakes again. But I think it's whatever team finds their pass game. They don't have to throw for 200 yards in the second half, but they got to be able to hit a 3rd and 5, Yeah. And right now, neither quarterback can find a receiver. Whether it's the rush, whether it's the cold, whether it's the wind, I don't know what it is, but they better start finding some guys open for receptions, and I think that team will have the advantage.
You got it, Denny Kincaid?
Well, the very first drive by both teams, Jones had big runs, and then they turned the ball over. Owens had big runs, and then they turned it over on downs. Problem is, they never got any more runs like that the rest of the half.
True. It's an interesting.
Defenses are good.
Yeah, they're both, and they're fun to watch. And the offenses, I'm sure, getting a little bit frustrated, but that all comes with the 4 quarters of football too. Our halftime score is 7-2. Tigers on top of Hoban. Denny working on the numbers. We'll come back with those first half stats, the third quarter kickoff, and we'll get things rolling here in this Division II championship game for the second half. Before that, the Bell Store halftime show with Brian Novak right after this. And I'm guessing we're not going to see a deep kick here. Emmy Lewis Jr. back inside the 5, far side hash mark.
Unless he can pound it in the end zone.
Yeah, Jameer Gamble near side hash mark. And here's your kickoff brought to you by Novellus.com. Line drive. This is Jameer Gamble, 10, 15, 20, 23. Stood up and ran out of bounds right there.
Well, they kicked him a line drive so he could get to it and get going, but the coverage was real solid.
Hackenbrack had that. Okay, my fault, guys. Hackenbrack on the return. Got a little chippy there right at the end, but nothing out of the ordinary. This is just some high-strung young men trying to play some football right now. It's going to be a fun second half. Here we go. Tigers out to offense. Get a chance here. We're going to run down their starting lineup to begin third quarter. Brought to you by CKP, Heating and Cooling. DeWatt Owens will start back in the gun. Looking for room, calls his own number, and they just smother him inside the 20. Or now they're going to bring it forward progress, but still he loses 1. Back to the 21. 2nd and 11 coming up for the Tigers.
Hoban destroys lead blockers better than anybody I've seen this year.
Wow.
Man, the lead blocker's not doing Massillon any good. They're gumming up the hole is what they're doing because they get jacked backwards so much.
Man in motion is Carter on the jet underneath. And they up, and the ball is out. And the ball squirts out of bounds And no one got it for Hoban, but boy, did they have an opportunity. As Jackass Carter got upended, and that fumble actually helped him because he did not gain much on the play, and the ball squirted out of bounds after about an 8-yard gain.
Yeah, when he came down, you know, the head was lower than the heels, that's for sure, and the man landed on the ground. The ball squirted out forward and then kicked back a yard or two, but out of bounds. Good thing for Massillon.
That sophomore again. Albert Hill was the one with the hit that upended it. Split backfield. Here's the handoff on the counter to the right side. Whistle blows.
Offsides on Hoban, which will give Massillon a first down.
So Hoban comes out playing hard, but now another mistake to keep the Tiger drive alive.
And a potential mistake by Massillon that turned out okay.
Yes.
I mean, that very easily could have been a turnover with Hoban getting the ball at the 30-yard line.
Well, that fumble, they gained 5 yards on
That's
it.
what I was saying.
And then you get that 5-yard penalty. There's your first down.
First and 10 Tigers.
If they upend him, as they did, and he hits the turf and hangs on to it, they're punting. But fortuitous for the Tigers as they go back to offense here. Owens with a handoff, countering left side, forget it. Man, again, that lead blocker had no chance.
Well, number 5 is Devin Bell. You know, and the paper said he's going to Miami. It didn't say whether that's Ohio or the Hurricanes or, you know, guys at this point, who knows if they're really going to go to these schools. But nonetheless, he's a highly recruited young man, and he is a great player tonight. My goodness, they can't block him off the edge.
That was Mylan Lennox on the carry, Denny, for the numbers. Jameer Gamble in the backfield. Owens crossing pattern. Carter's got it. If they don't shoestring him at the 38, he's off and running.
And again, the ball was behind him.
Yeah.
If they put it out in front of him, I think he's running down that far sideline. A lot of man-to-man coverage here by Hoban, and why not? They've got the studs to do it in the defensive backfield. They can stay with them, but that ball on that front shoulder instead of the back one, that's a first down for sure. Now 3rd and 5.
Tigers look to the sideline. 3rd and 5. They're up 7-2. 10:05 remaining here. Altman Hospital Game of the Week. D2 Championship at Benson Stadium. Man in motion underneath. Owens keeps it. Owens, nice cut step. 40, 45, tumbles inside the 45 and out to the 48.
I thought Dewan was more decisive right there than he was later on in the first half. He was kind of feeling his way a little bit. And the speed of that Hoban defense was getting to him before he could gain any yards. That time he knew where he was going, and he got there in a hurry, busted through that initial front with a nice gain.
Another first down for the Tigers. Carter outside in the Twins, inside Emmy Lewis Jr., far boundary. Jameer Gamble to the left hip as Owens takes the snap. Jameer now. Owens keeps it. Owens 45, midfield, knocked backwards after about a 2-yard gain. That had some promise to get into Hoban territory. Then he had to run it down the line of scrimmage, and they just caught up to it.
Until he got out there where Tyson Campbell is. Whew. I don't know what Tyson runs the 40 in, but it's not much because he's really fast. Yeah, I like you. I thought Dewan had the edge.
2nd down and 9. Ball will rest right at 48-yard line.
They got to keep the sticks moving.
Braylon Tolles to the far boundary. Owens, handoff, Jameer Campbell, hit once and brought down.
Yeah, they brought their middle linebacker. He was stepping up on the starting count, and he came across unblocked. That's Eli Lee. Apparently he's going to Ohio State. He's 6'2", 220.
So 2nd and 9 becomes 3rd and 10 for the Tigers. Clock moving, 8:18 to go here in the 3rd quarter. Massillon's up 7-2.
See what tackles for loss will do to you. You know, you gain a couple there, it's 3rd and 5. There's a lot of plays you can get 5 yards. A tackle for loss, now it's 3rd and 10. You almost have to throw it.
Triangle trips out to the far boundary. Man underneath, play action. Owens wants to throw. Post pattern down the middle of the field, and it is almost picked off. In and out of the hands of that young man I have called all night, Albert Hill.
Yeah.
Jeez.
Yeah, Dewan put that one way up in the lights, man. That thing was like catching a punt. And Hill reacted to it quicker than anybody else. But you know, after Hill dropped it, the Massillon receiver had a chance to get his hands on it, just couldn't bring it in. So punt for Massillon.
Hackenbreck back to punt. He'll look to take the snap at about his own 32 on this 4th and 10.
It's a very strange punt formation, isn't it? You got trips all the way down at the sideline.
Nice high booming kick this time. Fair catch will be called for at the 14, and that's where Akron Hoban goes to offense.
And that's about the best thing you can ask for if you're Massillon, is to kick a punt with no return. Parker, how do you say that? Falkenstein?
Falkenstein.
There you go.
Don't say the other one.
I know.
Which I'm sure it will before this is over.
And guys, in a game like this where defense has dominated, field position becomes even more of a factor.
Yep.
And a great job by Massillon. We haven't seen this offense do much for Hoban, and now they've got to try and drive it 86 yards.
Yeah, and they took time off the clock before they gave the ball up.
7:44 to go in the 3rd. Boykin on the jet to the right side. Nice job of wrestling free of a tackle and working his way out for about a 4 or 5 yard gain, Xavier Williams.
Ryan Page made the first hit, but he was the one that they wriggled loose from until the other guys got in there and tackled him for a 6 yard gain.
Gave him an extra yard on the forward progress, so as Mark mentioned, 6 yard gain is now 2nd and 4. Hoban, ball still in their own territory, back at the 20. Snap to Boykin. Crossing pattern to the outside is almost picked off.
Well, if it had been a better throw, it would have been. Because Zach Liebler was the guy that the quarterback threw it to. Zach Liebler plays for Massillon. He had a slant on the outside and a hook on the inside, and he threw it right between them. Unfortunately, he skipped it to Zach. He couldn't even catch it.
I think he was trying to get him on the inside slant to Joey Hardman.
Threw it behind him.
Yeah, just simply Hardman was running between the hash marks and looked behind him. Like, where's the ball going?
Yeah, I'm with you. All right, big play here. Chance to get a punt out of him.
3rd and 4. Tiger fans looking for defense.
Timeout Hoban.
Yeah, we got a timeout on the field. 7:01 to go in the 3rd. 7-2 Massillon. Back after this timeout.
Have ordinary burgers put your taste?
Well, the disliked human being in the red jacket for the TV timeout, standing there like a lonely man on an island, as we are back at Benson Stadium. Mark Miller, Danny Kincaid, the roadman Kenny Rhoda down on the sidelines. Yours truly, Dan Belford. Always appreciate you hanging out with us. Pleasure to work for you on any night we do high school football, and brings it to an end for us tonight after this game. And we hope at the end of this game it's a huge celebration, not only here at Benson Stadium and downtown Massillon later tonight, but we still have a lot of football to play. But right now, Tigers lead 7-2.
And during that timeout, Kenny said the reason for that timeout was the play clock was running down, and they were trying to get their jumbo package out on the field. You would assume that means a run here on 3rd and 4.
Got your buddy in Florida listening tonight? You think so?
Well, they were from Arizona and Denver, but
I thought you had a guy
I do
in
have
Florida.
friends in Florida.
Okay.
I don't know if they're listening.
At least if somebody in another state likes you too, that's good. You know, my friend Sean Jenkins always listens to our radio broadcast. Thank you, buddy.
Where's he at?
He's down in southern Florida somewhere.
Oh, okay.
But he's loving life down there and doing well.
A little warmer down there than right here.
Just a bit. Yeah, speaking
Although
of...
these guys caught a break tonight.
Boy. Yes. Boy, didn't they? We thought it was rain coming into this game, and they moved into Friday. So we find ourselves in a good situation tonight. A little wind. It's still whipping around out here. It doesn't seem to be causing really any problems for the players thus far.
Is it about the same this half, Denny or Kenny?
Yes, nothing's changed from the first half. Yep.
Okay, it doesn't seem to even be affecting the punts much.
So here comes Hoban on a 3rd and 4. They've yet to convert a 3rd down in this game. Official runs in, gets everyone set at the line of scrimmage, and here we go. Empty backfield for Boykin. Man in motion underneath. Hands it to him on the jet and fighting his way out very close to the first down. Let's see. Again, that's our favorite guy there that we call all night, and that's Mr. Albert Hill, the sophomore.
I think he got it just by a foot or so.
He did.
It was right over there where the down markers are, and the referee was right on it.
North Palm Beach, by the way. Sean's all over. I told
There
you
you
he's
go.
listening.
That's our first third down conversion, right, Denny?
Yep.
First one of the game as they toss singles. Far boundary, near boundary, they have twins. And Boykin is going to counter this to Meister on the right side. They'll take it back. Now Meister, Xavier Williams got the handoff.
Maverick, Clark, and Pringle team up for that tackle after he got just a smidge of a gain.
Yeah, they moved the down marker maybe a yard, maybe just under that. We'll call it 2nd and 9.
Michael Wright is down for the Massillon Tigers. They'll have a timeout to check on him.
Yeah, he's not getting up very quickly either.
Yeah, he was pounding the turf out of disappointment more than pain, most likely, but
trainers are out there very quickly. They're going to attend to Michael Wright. That gives us a chance to take this timeout.
From a daily driver.
Back at Tom Benson Stadium, Pro Football Hall of Fame field. Along with Kenny Rhoda, Denny Kincaid, Mark Miller, I'm Dan Belford. WHBC, Mix 94.1 in the Allman Hospital. Game of the week. Jet to the far side of the field. Did a flag fly? I thought it did, maybe not. But enough for the first down again for Mr. Hill. And they've run that jet with him twice now, in both times, resulting in first down yardage.
well, Kenny mentioned during that timeout that Malachi Card got up and limped a little bit, and now he's limping even more because Big O lineman was on top of him on that block, but he's still in there. And in for Michael Wright is Isaiah McElroy. He's a senior, 285 pounds worth.
Let's go, Tigers!
Well, you heard the vocal person below our perch here. Let's go Tigers. 1st and 10, though, for Hoban out to their own 35.
Wow.
Another timeout for Hoban.
You got to be
They
kidding
only
me.
got one left.
Unbelievable. With 5:59 to go here in the third, another timeout.
And guys, the reason for that one, I think had they not called the timeout, they might have had too many men in the huddle, and it would have been a 5-yard penalty. So again, mistakes in the first half costing Hoban big time. Mistakes here early in the second half as you burn 2 of your 3 timeouts, and you trail 7-2, and the clock's starting to become your enemy with only 5:59 left in the third quarter.
And how frustrated are you as a coach that, guys, this is the championship
Right.
game. This is week 16. This is for everything. And the mistakes continue to just compound for the Akron Hoban Knights.
And with that timeout, though, guys, it gives Massillon a chance to get Big Mike back on the field. Mike
there he
Wright
is.
Jr., number 45, coming back out, not limping. So that's a good sign. So we'll see if he can make an impact on this big play here. First down and 10 from their own 35. Hoban with the football down 7-2.
He trots back out right in the middle. He's ready to hit somebody. I believe so.
And this drive, even though it's only been 2 first downs, has taken forever, but they have made 2 first downs in a row.
Hand off to the right side. Countering. Ball is out, but Hoban falls on it. Wow. That ball came out after the hit, squirt out to the 40, but Hoban was right on top of it.
I think Malachi Card, Cody Fair, one of them made that hit. Ball popped out, and an alert teammate from Hoban fell on it. So they'll get a 5-yard gain and retain possession.
Deion Rogers, who was set tight to the right side as a tight end, is the one who jumped on it.
And it was Dorian Pringle who got his paw in there to jar the ball loose.
All right.
But a 5-yard pickup nonetheless. 2nd and 5 for Hoban. Boykin, handoff again. Caleb Jones hit once, hit twice, and powers his way across the 45 out to the 46. Now the Massillon fans booing about something again.
Well, another first down, 3 in a row. This is officially a drive, and they're out to midfield.
What they're upset with is they think the offensive linemen are playing after the whistle and getting away with some
All right.
extracurricular activities.
And we'll have to see if maybe the officials keep an eye on it a little closer. Triangle trips now. Hoban, left side, near boundary. Boykin, high snap, keeps it himself. They hand him from behind. Now he's got the sideline. 30 and knocked out of bounds at around the 27-yard line, and he took a hit. Hackenbreck was one of them who laid the lumber.
And Hoban is getting away with some blatant holds on the edge. Anytime a guy turns and tries to run to pursue the ball and his head snaps back, that's a pretty good indicator he's being held. I didn't see a penalty flag. Did he step out of bounds early? Because they just marked him back,
maybe
but
that's
there's
what
no
it was.
flag.
Yeah,
I don't think there's a flag.
So when he bounced to the sideline, they're going to say he got a foot on the white area there at about the 40. So 1st and 10, Hoban Knights at the Tiger 40. 4:35 to go in the third. Hoban's down 7-2.
Defense needs to rise up here. Got to get a stop.
Caleb Jones in the backfield again. They'll counter to him right side, and a flag flies. It looks like some movement. Yep, on Hoban.
And Hoban's quarterback is furious.
Yep.
I think he's about fed up with the mistakes that his offensive unit's making. But you know what? When they actually snap the ball, they've been pretty good. I mean, this has been a painful drive to watch.
It really has.
Because they've made mistake after mistake. The ball goes on the ground. They call timeouts. And yet they're still moving the ball down the field. So much talent.
Caleb Jones checks out. Xavier Williams back in, sent to the left hip.
Another flag.
And is this on Hoban again?
Substitution infraction.
Wow.
I've never seen a Hoban team be so undisciplined.
They are imploding before our eyes.
I'm sure they haven't done this all year long. I mean, I would hope not.
1st and 10 at the 40 is now 1st and 20 in midfield.
And give the Massillon coaches credit for that one, guys. They've been in the ear of the official on some of these calls that they didn't get in the first half or here in the second half, and they got it there.
All right, they're running quick snap here.
Play clock down to 6 seconds. Boykin counter to Caleb Jones. Jones has some room. 40 and finally drug down from behind at about the 34-yard line of the Tigers.
Adonis Vaughn on the tackle again. And that was a very slow developing run, but he was patient enough for it to open up and then took off through it. Big game.
My
2nd
goodness.
and 4.
A 1st and 20 goes to a 2nd and 4. In the clock moving at 4:05. 7-2 Tigers. Knights on the drive. Massillon needs a stop. Counter Caleb Jones to the left side. This time they get him from behind after he picks up a tough yard. 3rd and 3 coming up.
Yeah, Dorian Pringle, you know, he's so fast that he gets a lot of tackles from behind, like you called it, from behind. He runs and pursues and tackles a kid from behind, only gave him a yard.
The kid's never out of a play.
He
really
hustles.
is.
He really works, and, you know, who knows how. We were told before the game that maybe he's 80%. Well, Dorian Pringle at 80% is one of the best defenders on the field.
I've had worse days than that at 110%. What do you think? Here comes the 3rd and 3 play. Boykin calls his number. Bounces edge. Tigers run him down. He'll lose 2 on the play and bring up 4th and 5.
Maverick Clark. He's the one that got into the backfield, made the quarterback give away some depth, bow around it, and then I think was it Adonis Vaughn again on that hit?
It was.
That's a big play because now you got 4th and 5. Hoban was hoping if they didn't get the first down, it'd be like 4th and 1.
Yeah.
Now you got to make a play. Chance for Massillon, even though Hoban's had a great drive, to turn the ball over to their offense.
Empty backfield this time for Boykin. Triangle trips to the boundary. Hill underneath on the jet, and the flag flies. It looks like it's on Hoban.
This is unbelievable. The coaching staff for Hoban, it's got to be about everything they can do to just not pull their hair out.
So they had 3 5-yard penalties, and they wasted 2 timeouts on this drive alone.
Now they're going to punt.
Well, yeah, they have to.
My goodness.
Isn't that something?
The Tigers aren't putting anybody back.
You know what? We keep blaming Hoban for all the mistakes. You know who's causing it? Massillon's defense.
You got it. High end over end punt. It's going to bounce inside the 15 and down right at the 10. The player trying to get out of the way and it just hit him.
Kid downed it. It was headed for the 5-yard line, and he touched it at the 10. Another mistake for Hoban.
That's a sophomore Hill, who's pretty much been all over this field tonight.
Well, bend don't break, along with the help of a lot of mistakes, and Massillon's defense got off the field.
11 plays, 60 yards, nothing.
11 plays, 60
Wow.
yards, and Massillon has the ball.
How many times have we said that? The opening drive, right? Huge drive, no points on the fumble. Huge drive there, and the back-to-back penalties, and they're forced to punt.
And the amount of time they burned on the clock.
And now it's on Massillon's offense. If they could mount a drive, at least get them out of this third quarter. Let that defense rest a little bit.
DeJuan Owens in the gun calls his own number, and boy, they just jam him at the line of scrimmage. Ball comes out well after the whistle.
And there was something wrong with that play.
Yeah.
The left guard pulled all the way down the line, and DeJuan ran right where he pulled from. You know, usually you follow your blockers, not go where they just left, and he got hit right at the line of scrimmage.
Minute 44, clock moving in the third. Still 7-2 Massillon, stuck right where we were at halftime.
Hoban may need its defense to score them a touchdown to win this game.
And we know they've done that this year on many occasions. DeJuan Owens with the jet to the right side, and nothing going there as Hoban just stands up. Jaquez Carter just knocked off his feet about the 12. Well, they're going to give him forward progress out to the 13.
Third and long again. And this is what we talked about going into the halftime is whose passing game can be efficient enough to pick them up some third down conversions. You saw Hoban's wasn't. Once they got behind the sticks, they were done.
Keep an eye on Hill if they throw. Tyson Campbell is another.
They've tried a lot of those slant routes and been throwing it behind them.
In the gun, Owens to throw. Steps up, it's going to take off. Hoban defense is there. He gets slammed, and the ball is almost picked off. What a heck of a play for Massillon by the receiver. Was that Jalen Tolles who came over the back of the defensive back and knocked it away?
Yeah. Owens was going to run it and then saw a receiver down the field right before he got to the line of scrimmage and had to kind of quick arm it. Didn't get much on it, and Tolles played defensive back to prevent an interception.
Boy, DeJuan threw it, and he knew he was going to get smacked. So back to punt. Hackenbreck 2 yards deep his own end zone. Low kick, knuckleball really. Hoban fields it. Ball is out, and Hoban's on it. Wow. Hill had it, or take that back. That was Tyson Campbell who had it. It squirted out, and luckily for him, his teammate is right there who jumped on it.
Yeah, Campbell saw that line drive coming and thought, oh boy, I'm going to return this for a touchdown and be the hero. As soon as he caught it, he got drilled.
Man.
He got lit up. Now the guy, his other returner back there who's supposed to be blocking for him, wasn't blocking. At least he was able to return or cover the fumble.
Falkenstein is the one who jumped on it.
So lots of fumbles for Hoban, but really Massillon's only gotten one of them, right?
Right.
Okay. So does this look familiar? Hoban with the ball just shy of their 50.
Yeah. We've been playing on Massillon's half of the field this second half.
7-2. Tigers on top. 30 seconds left in the third. Handoff. Caleb Jones knocked sideways at about the 49 of the Tigers. Cody Farron on the hit.
And the defense only had 3 plays and a punt to rest. Massillon's offense has got to do something. I mean, this defense is great, but how long can they keep playing at this level? That'll be the quarter, huh?
Yeah, quarter's over. They're holding up 4 fingers. Fourth and final quarter coming back. Tigers looking for that first championship on the field. Will they do it? We'll find out right after this timeout.
The Canton Police Department 1
yards in the third quarter.
We're back. Tom Benson Hall of Fame Stadium, Pro Football Hall of Fame field. Just yakking away over there.
Giving a key stat.
When you turn up your headset. Anyway, key stats, third quarter. From Denny to Mark and to you, the listener.
Well, Hoban had 61 total yards, all on the ground. And Massillon only had 17. They completed a pass for 6 yards, had 11 yards rushing, and had a couple of 3-and-outs. Hoban got all of their yards on that one drive, but no score. So the defenses are still playing at a very high level.
No doubt about it. Hey, now, we did mention we'll have the D1 championship game for you tomorrow night. That's St. Ed's in Springfield. 7:30 kickoff. Pregame starts at 7:10. Also, of course, just outside of Stark County and Wayne County. Downton Bulldogs here, 14-1 to take on Marion Local. The is that D7?
7.
Yeah, championship game Saturday morning at 10:30 kickoff. Pregame at 10:10. You're home for high school football state championships right here, 1480 WHBC. Of course, that broadcast will be courtesy of the OHSAA Broadcast Network. We will be carrying that through the airwaves of 1480 WHBC. That's because high school championship football lives here, folks.
That's a rematch in Division I, right? St. Ed's beat Springfield last year in the championship. Springfield, I don't know, what were they, like 6-4, maybe regular season?
Yeah,
7-3 at the best.
Yeah.
And they caught fire during the playoffs and have upset some really highly seeded teams. So, you know, they'll be they're playing at their best. That's what you want when you're a state championship competitor.
Absolutely.
And then the other game, Marion Local, they won the Division VI state championship last year and dropped down to 7 this year.
Okay.
Hey, Mark, Springfield was only 5-5 in the regular season.
Yeah.
Yes.
Oh, my goodness.
That's something.
Really?
A 12 seed, and here they are playing Eds for the state title tomorrow night at 7:30.
You know what? That's what high school football's all about, man. I'll tell you. All right, here comes the Tigers. Or I should say Hoban with a 2nd and 8. Boykin. High snap, counters it. Caleb Jones. Nice crease on the left side. He squirts through it, takes a couple of hits. Dorian Pringle, one of the first guys there, and they mark him down at about the 45 of the Tigers. 3rd and 4 coming up.
Looks like Jones is a guy they want to run the ball. He's got a little bit more girth to him, a little bit more power, and can get through some of those arm tackles. Here's a big play. 3rd and 4.
And really, Jones a little quicker to the hole than the other backs we've seen tonight. Empty backfield, Boykin in the gun. 3rd and 4. Ball at the 45 of Massillon. High snap, runs it left side. He's got room sideline. And Boykin is down inside the 25 to the 23, but a flag back at the 42-yard line. The offensive lineman for Hoban just hangs his head.
That's the Doug Deacon thing.
Yeah.
It's not the first time I held, but it's the first time I got caught.
It negates a 22-yard run.
And how about the snaps? You've been calling them low snap, high snap. I mean, those snaps are all over the place.
He reached back with his left arm, secured that, and still kept the play moving.
Yeah.
That was a pretty remarkable play because of that.
Add that to the other list of mistakes.
My goodness.
Instead of 1st and 10, at about the 25-yard line of Massillon, it's 3rd and 14 at their own 45.
The kid they called that hold on is 6'8", 320 pounds. Are you kidding me?
On the last drive, he also got help. Called for a hold. Here's Hill to the left side on the jet. 50-45. Bang sideways by Dorian Pringle, but not until they hit him around the 42-yard line. But what a smack by Dorian.
Well, Hoban has done a nice job, even though they've been getting penalized a lot. They've done a nice job on the next play or in the next 2 plays of getting back that yardage and more. They've got it up to 4th and 3 now.
4th and 3 at the Tiger 44.
Huge play for Massillon.
10:40 left in the game. Hoban down 7-2. Boykin in the gun, empty backfield. Snaps a good one. Boykin keeps it, follows his blockers. They stand him up, but we have a whistle on the play again.
It's going to be on Hoban.
And Michael Wright is pointing toward the Knights, and they're going to back him up again.
You know, did that play surprise you, Kenny, down there?
That play did, but also the illegal procedure penalty. Tom McDaniels told us this before the game, that this officiating crew isn't a normal crew that works together, but they put them together because of their grades. And this crew, I guess, called a lot of illegal procedure penalties last week.
Hoban to punt. Boy, boom, this one. Inside the 5, and it looks like it'll make it to the end zone. Great effort by Hoban to try to toss that back in bounds, but
well, Kenny,
all
let
for naught.
me I'm sorry, Dan.
No, it's fine.
Kenny, let me ask you. We don't see that up here. They're not obvious enough. Do you see the motion penalties that they're calling?
Where I was on that play, I could not because I was at the in the end zone. I'm right by the goalpost in the far end zone there.
Okay.
So I was looking. But I just remember Tom McDaniels mentioning something to JT about that before the game. So
yeah, I think he said the Avon Hoban game had like 11 of them or something.
Right,
and he attributed it to referees not working together very much and not really knowing, who calls what.
Right.
Well, that's the second time a penalty has taken them out of fourth down conversion and made them punt. So Massillon now needs to run some clock.
10:03 left in the game. 1st and 10, their own 20. Here come the Tigers. Juwan Owens busts through a hole out to the 30. Tripped up from behind out to the 33.
Man, he gets through a hole quick, doesn't he?
Man, he does.
That was well blocked. That time, I've been hammering on the lead blockers from Massillon. That time it was beautiful. He hit the kid, and Owens went right off his hip. Big game.
So 1st and 10 down to 33. Tigers would like to put this thing away. Burn clock, move chains, get a score. Lennox in the backfield sent to the left hip. Let's see if they maybe take him on a counter to the right side. Nope, he's going to follow Lennox. That's Owens. Owens almost broke a tackle, but they held him up and knocked him sideways after a 1-yard gain. 2nd and 9 coming up for Massillon. Key here is to keep this thing manageable on 3rd down.
That looked like the same play as 1st down with the big gain. They went back to it to see if Hoban had it figured out yet, and it looked like they did. They got pursuit from the inside to tackle Owens as he cut back a little bit.
Empty backfield now. Dewan back in the gun. Man in motion. And Owens keeps it. They fake the jet. And boy, Dewan just powers his way out to the 40 to the 41-yard line.
And are we going to see a St. Ed's drive here? Where Owens is going to carry it. Denny thinks we are.
Okay.
Where Owens carries it every time.
Yep. They're
Stop him if you can.
Exactly. They're going to tell you he's going to run it.
Well, it's a big 3rd down, 3rd and 2. Even if you get close to the 4th down, it would be a real gamble not to punt that thing away right here as well as your defense is
Here's
playing.
that split backfield. Michael Wright Jr. is sent to the right hip of Dewan Owens. Here's the handoff, though, to Lennox. Lennox tries to bounce it outside. They stand him up and toss him down.
Wow.
Well, Lennox danced in the hole. You can't do that against Hoban. They are way too fast. You got to be decisive, make that cut and live with it. And he was kind of waiting for something to develop, and all it developed was a bunch of white shirts all over him.
I'm shocked that they just didn't run Owens once again there, guys.
Yeah. Yep. Or hand it to Wright and let him run over somebody.
Back to receive the punt will be Tyson Campbell for Hoban. He's settled in about his 25.
Here's a fake.
And they're going to fake it, and are they going to get it?
No.
They're going to mark him back about 2 yards shy.
As he was, they snapped it to an up back, one of the blocking backs, and he had the other two leading him to the left. And it looked like they had numbers, but he tripped. He kind of stubbed his toe on the turf, and that allowed pursuit to get in there and knock him down a yard short of the 1st down.
And you know what that was similar to, guys? Do you remember in 2018 when Massillon came all the way back from trailing by, I think, 3 or 4 touchdowns at halftime? The game was 35-28 Hoban in the state title game. Hoban had a 4th and 4 near midfield, and Hoban had to burn a timeout. They came out, they ran a fake punt and scored it on that game 42-28.
Remember that well.
Nate might have been trying to do the same thing right there, but it backfires.
Well, your defense is playing well, so you think that maybe they can stop them no matter where you give it to them. You just like to make them go further than 42 yards to get the go-ahead touchdown.
And let's see if Hoban could keep it together enough to play clean with no mistakes. Timeout by Akron Hoban. We're back after this timeout.
From a daily driver.
Back at Vincent Stadium, Division II championship game. Tigers and the Knights, Akron Hoban and Massillon. And Massillon on top as they have been since halftime. It's 7-2, but there's 7:33 left. Tigers turn it over on downs. And Hoban with the ball, 1st and 10 at the Massillon 42. Got a TV timeout going on there.
Not a factor right now, but
No.
that was Hoban's 3rd timeout. They're done. So if they get into a last-minute drive kind of situation, they're not going to be able to stop the clock with a timeout. Massillon has all 3 of theirs. Well, it comes down to defense, right?
Yeah.
And Nate Moore and the coaching staff obviously felt like their defense is playing so well, we can stop them. It gives you a chance to try a fake punt like that a little bit, knowing that if you don't get it, you're not just giving up an automatic score. Because Hoban's offense hadn't scored a point yet tonight. But they are on a short field, 42 yards to the end zone. A field goal really doesn't do them a lot of good unless you think you're going to stop Massillon's offense in 3 plays and get the ball back again for the winning field goal. But with 7:33 and no timeouts, they are not guaranteed of a second possession. They need to make hay on this one.
A lot of time left to be out of timeouts. My goodness. And this crowd is fantastic tonight. The student sections, the fans in general.
Yeah, you know, other than the Hall of Fame game, I've never seen this stadium this
fantastic.
full.
Just fantastic. Yeah, I agree with that. Since we've been doing games here, the biggest crowd we've seen at Benson for
Even
high
the
school
Massillon
games.
McKinley crowd wasn't this big.
Nope. Here we go. Hoban with the ball. 1st and 10 at the Tiger 42. Boykin with a handoff. That's Jones, left side, bounces off one man, powers his way across the 40 down to the Tiger 37. Boy's a hard runner.
Yeah, Pringle got a hold of him, but he runs with such power that he's naturally going to fall forward, and he got 5 yards. That's a great first down play, especially since all of what Hoban does right now is 4-down territory.
Caleb Jones like 5'9", 185. That low center of gravity. Set to the right hip this time. Twins to the right. Man in motion on the jet underneath. They're going to do a double pass. Tigers smell it out. And they snuff him. Now we have a flag fly back at the 45. A man in the vicinity was the wideout Joey Hardman.
Probably a hold, huh? Out there with all that going on, people flying in a lot of different directions.
I would decline this penalty.
Well, it matters where they're going to mark it from. If it's from the line of scrimmage, then you definitely decline it. And that's the new play call, right?
Right.
From the line of scrimmage, Nate declines it. So there you go. Both coaches realizing they may have to do something unordinary to win this football game. Nate Moore, fake punt, didn't work. Tim Terrell, a double pass, didn't work. And now Massillon has a team that has trouble throwing the football in a 3rd and 13.
Put them in a situation to do what they don't want to do, and that's throw the ball. 3rd and 13. Boykin in the gun. He's going to run it. Left side edge, cuts it up and in. 40, 45, 35, down to the 32-yard line. He is inches shy of the first down.
And see, there they do it again. They get a penalty, and immediately they get the yardage back.
Now we have a Hoban player down, just shy of the sticks.
That's the quarterback.
Oh, is that Boykin?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
So he's going to have to go out at least for one play. I'm not sure who their backup quarterback is. I was watching them warm up. They got a backup listed on there somewhere?
I'm looking. I don't recall seeing one.
No, they didn't give us a 2 deep. We've got starters, but not 2 deep. Boykin, the young man Boykin, is still down. Tylen Boykin. What do they call him, Juice?
They have a junior that's 6'1", 165. Well, whoever it is, we're going to find out because he's going to come out behind center for a play. At least a play.
And they can't call a timeout to get him back on the field because they burned all 3 of their timeouts, guys.
Good point, Kenny.
So it's going to have to be either the backup quarterback or they go strictly Wildcat with one of their running backs.
Is there anybody over there warming up, taking a snap, anything? I don't see anybody.
No.
You might be
all.
right. This might be Wildcat all the way, especially on 4th and 1.
And I would think they're probably going to use Tyson Campbell, Albert Hill, somebody like that.
Or does he elect to punt the football here, try and play the field position game and get it back in a better field position, but then you're tempting fate with the clock at 6:14.
Yeah.
Well, Boykin's sitting up now.
I think 4th and 1 is probably their best opportunity to keep this thing moving towards the goal line.
Well,
and he's up, and he's going to walk off, and he's going to trot off.
Okay, It was a soccer injury.
Maybe
He's
got
dead.
The wind
No,
knocked
he's
out of
okay.
him.
No, I think he got the wind knocked out of him. Yep. The way he went down with the ball underneath him.
Yeah.
So that's good. But he's out for one play, and 4th and 1 is what Massillon's defense is facing. Number 12 is the new kid in the game. No, that's not a quarterback. But he's going to take the direct snap.
It's Victor Clark. And now
Massillon takes a timeout.
Well, that allows Hoban to collect themselves a little bit.
And that would allow Boykin to come back in the game now.
Yep.
Tigers didn't like something they saw there. They had Caleb Jones in the backfield. They had the backup kid, number 12, we said it was, guys?
Yeah, Victor Clark.
Victor Clark.
Listed as a tight end, but looks like a quarterback.
So now they're going to chat this for a little bit here with 6:05 remaining. We don't want to miss anything. We'll keep it here.
And we got a guy with a backpack and a microphone walking out on the field. Oh, he's putting a new mic on the referee, so maybe we can hear what he's saying from now on.
We have the ability to hear the officials talk during the game, but it hasn't worked the whole game.
It took him till 6:05 left
in the game.
Better late than never, huh, guys?
I guess so. Now it could be stage fright. Or which one of you guys want to wear this thing? All right, officials convene. Now they split up. Tigers are coming out on defense.
And remember, guys, in the first half, they tried to go under center and fumbled the football.
Yep.
But if they go out of the shotgun, then you're snapping the ball back 5 yards to go 6.
They did not bring the original quarterback back in.
Clark is still in there. Caleb Jones behind him. Big play for Hoban. Clark takes a snap. Caleb Jones, head down, squirts through. First down, Hoban. That's the biggest handoff of that young man's life.
Here comes Boykin back in.
You don't think that's pressure at this point of the game?
Sure it is.
Back in the pistol, and you got to make a perfect handoff to a kid on a 4th and 1? Wow. 1st and 10, ball to 30. Hoban still on the drive, down 7-2, 5:44 remains. Jones still in the backfield, directly behind Boykin. Handoff Jones, kicks it outside, fighting for yardage. Boy, they had him at the line of scrimmage, and he got a tough 1 yard out of that. Maverick Clark was the first one to hit him.
He sure did, but he pulled out of Maverick's arm tackle, and Maverick was grabbing that left elbow, like maybe he hyperextended a little bit as a big fellow went by him.
Second down and 9.
That kid runs hard, man.
Empty backfield now. Boykin in the gun. Just going to take the snap. And a whistle and a flag.
Offsides defense.
This time they got the defense. I was just expecting the automatic right arm for Hoban for the offense.
That makes it 2nd and 4 instead of 2nd and 9.
4:58 remains in the game. 7-2. Massillon on top. Official blows the whistle, and the clock on the move.
Yeah, under 5 minutes. This drive, even though it's been very short, has taken a long time.
They stay empty backfield with Boykin. Man in motion. Underneath is Hill. Hill cuts it up and in. Tigers running down the line of scrimmage. No gain on the play.
Cody Fair, Dorian Pringle. The guys you expect to step up and make a play in that situation did. Hackenbrack went flying out of bounds, didn't get up very quickly. Fair went over and helped him up, and he looks like he took a hit.
2nd and 4 is now 3rd and 4. Clock on the move at 4:10. Boykin in the gun. Man in motion, Hill again. Fakes it to him. Boykin straight down Broadway, across the 20, down to the 19, and that's enough for the first down. They land in Sarchone Auto Group red zone. You get your own at Sarchone.
Now you start to think, if you're Hoban's coaching staff, can we slow things down here a little bit? Run more clock, because if we can put it in the end zone, that would leave Massillon's offense less time to go back and get a corresponding score.
And with the weapons Massillon has, they don't need a lot of time. Caleb Jones back in the backfield. Handoff counter. Stutter step inside the 15, down to the 14. What a push by the offensive line that time. And a Hoban player down, but he's getting backed up. A lot of, as you call, late activity after the whistle.
Well, that Caleb Jones, he's been the one that they've been riding, especially in this second half, and he has responded. He's getting every available yard.
Massillon also trying to tackle the football guys and maybe giving up some yards, trying to do that to create the turnover.
Jones sent to the right hip. Boykin counter to him. Jones 15, 14, 10. They spin him around. He's still held upright. They toss him out of bounds. Let's see where they have the forward progress. He was at the 10 when he was fighting to get free.
That's where they marked it.
Okay, they tossed him out at the 12. They move it back to the 10. This is 3rd and between a yard and a half yard for the first down. Clock down to 2:24 remaining in the game. D2 championship on the line. Massillon up 7-2, and the defense needs to step up big. High snap, ball is loose.
Hoban got on it.
And Hoban did get on it.
The running back that we've been talking about, Caleb Jones, another high snap. This one he couldn't handle, hit the dirt, hit the turf, and 2 Massillon guys tried to get on it, but they beat him to it. Now it's 4th and 8 for the ball game. Under 2 minutes.
Here's your D2 championship on the line right here.
Liebler running in, telling his down lineman some directions.
Boykin waiting on the snap. Wants to throw. Pocket breaks, rolls right. Man in the end zone. Did he get it? Broken up.
Ball out. He had a chance, but when he went down to catch it, the turf popped the ball out. Incomplete, Massillon's ball. Now listen, guys, with no timeouts, it might be that Massillon can take a knee and end this game.
Yeah.
1:22 on the clock, a 25-second clock. You'd be running right up against it, so you might want to try to run and gain some yards the first time. But if you can get it down below 50 seconds, you can knee it out.
So the Tigers back on the field. Oh, that was so close. In the breadbasket. I was looking at the replay here of the Hoban Knight receiver, and he could not hang on.
What are they doing? They were in motion.
They ran a man on the field late.
Yeah, Nate had to take a timeout. They were lined up in the take a knee formation out of the shotgun, which meant you're going to lose about 5 yards. But the guy that was the safety started running out to the wide receiver spot. Nate had to take a timeout. And he's got him to burn, right?
Yeah.
It's okay.
I mean,
now,
awesome.
that ball was never snapped, so they need to put 1:22 back on the clock.
Yeah. Ball resting right at the 12-yard line.
This is what coaches lay up at night thinking about. And this is what they spend hours in staff meetings talking about. What do we do at the end of the game? And they've got a card. Those guys in the press box have, we had a card. You knew exactly what time needed to be able to run it out. So there's no secrets here for Massillon. They're going to do the right thing.
Tigers are out on the field. And the fans below us are going to be going nuts here.
Well, they still got to snap that daggone thing and secure it. So it does look like they're going to take a knee.
Juwan Owens, back of the pistol, takes that knee.
Don't take it so quick. Wait till they come across the line of scrimmage. Wait till they get fairly close to you, then take the knee. That takes them another 2 or 3 seconds.
Play clock's at 29 seconds. The game clock's at 105.
See, the coaches know all this. They know that they're going to line up on 4th down and probably never have to make the snap. Yeah, they're sideline celebrating. They know this puppy's over.
Look at their sideline.
But still got a shotgun snap it 2 or 3 more times. That's what lost the game for Hoban. Good job by Massillon. It's 40 seconds on the play clock, 37 on the game clock. They don't have to snap it again. This game is over. And Nate Moore is a very wet coach right now.
I'll tell you what, for 50 years, Massillon, you've heard the talk that you never won one on the field. Well, the final results of this game say that talk is over. Down to the final 10 seconds. The D2 High School Football Championship is going to be on the trophy shelf for the Massillon Tigers.